Welcome everybody to the channel. The purpose of the channel is mainly for update to friends, family, and co-workers, but my wife and I are going to be building an earth sheltered or green roof home. It should be highly energy efficient. It's going to be our retirement home, fully ADA compliant, universal design compliant. We're not doing this to try to get up a big following or anything. If it happens, it happens, but we're not planning on that, not planning on making money from it. We're just here to keep people updated with the journey and where we go along. So thanks for watching. If you like it, subscribe. Wanted to get everybody caught up here a little bit. You can probably see across the way there, we filled in an area that had kind of, with the rain and stuff, water flow had kind of got out, so we put some 57 in there. We're going to cover it over with some dirt on the far side of the pond there. Wanted to catch you up a little bit on everything going on down here. So you can see we've done much more excavation work along here. Got some huge piles of dirt back in there now. Sorry about this kind of jumping around a little bit. But that'll end up back on top of the house because we went down about as much as we had. You can see some of my structural kit sitting there on the ground that's there. And a little area we're gonna have to burn off. There's a stump in there, but we'll have to burn that off. I'm gonna take you up one of the things that we did. We saw moisture, which I think I'd shown in one of the last videos that I'd done. And we're trying to take care of it now, and I'll show you that in a second. You can see we've kind of leveled this out. I'm hoping that now with this being leveled out like this, I can get in here a little bit more with the lawnmower as some of the grass and stuff starts coming back, so I can just keep it up with a regular lawnmower around here. Let me come back. I'll try not to do this too fast, but I'm afraid I am. What it's doing here. And then let me come up one, I was telling you again, the water that we had and that we've experienced as we've come down here. We had a little kind of a spring coming out of the excavation, side of the excavation up here in the corner up in this area, and it's kept things really wet. I had the geotechnicals come out. They recommended a French drain down basically a certain distance behind the foundation and a certain depth below it. And so what we've been doing is actually putting in that deep French drain. The next thing we'll do is we'll put in what's going to be the foundation drain, the batter boards and stuff to get the concrete in for the foundation and the slab. That'll all get put in monolithically with that. We've got most of the deep drain around the house. We still got to finish getting this one side off down where it runs the water off down to the pond. You can see some of the pipe coming up they still got in there. But you can see we're having to go down about 6.5 feet, and we're putting pea gravel in. Here it's a little bit wider because it got kind of a sandier soil in there, and so they had to dig it a little bit wider and put a little more gravel in there. It's kind of almost combination of French drain and French drain and almost dry well type scenario. But one of the things, you may not be able to really tell it within here, but this is really starting to dry out from where we've got this in so far, which is really good. I'll walk you around and let you see some more of what they really completed. This is over at the garage end of the house here. And what you can see is once we get past where that sand fell in, it's not nearly as wide in here. But we had to go all the way up the west side of the house here, and then we're having to go all the way behind the house here. And so you can see that going up to the other end of the house, and then it actually, this drain that you see like that is actually going around right up to the edge of the driveway over here. I'll walk over towards that, and we have got the ditch, not all the pipe in, but we've got and finished off between where the driveway will be and the pond. But we've got at least that end of the ditch dug down to the pond, and water and stuff already flowing out through there, which is really helping dry all of this out for us. So I'm almost back to the driveway now. We got the pipe laid in here. You can see there is a little moisture going through there. This comes up under the road, and then we turn around, you got this that goes up the east of the house. We've made this progress. We got slowed up a little bit. There's some more of the felt that we may have to use with the foundation drain. We paid extra money and had this felt put in around the gravel, because you can see, let me back up a little bit here. You can see there's about 20 feet on this end. Now it's not that much, but it's still maybe a dozen feet or so down there. So if this ever got clogged up and quit working, we could end up getting water into this earth sheltered house that we're building. And this is to help keep a lot of that out of there. And you're not going to dig down that far to try to repair this or redo this after the house is done. So you want to put a little extra into it right now. Make sure it's done right, and it'll last for a long time. But the felt will let the water run through, but it'll keep the dirt over time from going in and in between the pebbles that are in there, those rock pebbles that are in there, and ending up slowing up the drainage. There's been videos in the past I did that showed you that some of this right in here was pretty wet. You can see it's already drying out with what we've done so far. And they've basically down to finished floor elevation with the excavation. They've done some leveling out and got a better work area going here in the front. The house, you can tell right here, drops off a little bit. There's a little bit in this corner still to get a little bit cleaned up with respect to that. And again, you can kind of see the structural kit that's down here. So this is kind of catching you up with where all we're at, some of what we got done. You can see these stakes in here, like this one here. I had the engineers that did the site plan come out, and they staked out the vertices for the house and a couple other spots so that the contractor that's doing all of this work knew exactly where to place everything. So this is kind of where we're at today. Thanks for joining again, and we'll catch you on one a little bit later. Thanks everybody for joining for this episode. I know that the videos sometimes will be kind of sporadic as we make various progress and have fits and starts as we go through this journey of building our retirement home. Again, if you want to get notified, go on and hit subscribe. But again, we just appreciate you jumping on here and the interest that we have in the journey we're taking on building our retirement home. Thanks again.